Hello again. I am re-recording my original podcast in this episode because I totally was unhappy with it and I decided to start scripting instead of just winging it. Winging it didn't turn out to be so good, so... Anyway, this podcast is about the Midnight in Paris exhibition at the Dali Museum. And it highlights Surrealism at the crossroads in 1929 and shows the works of artists involved in the internal controversy of the Surrealist movement. Surrealism was an important and pivotal art movement, and the artists of the movement were responding to the upheaval in politics, economics, and society overall following World War I. Many do not know that there were actually two factions within the movement. And Surrealism was struggling to define itself at that time, and some in the movement wanted to limit the movement to painting. But there were others in the movement who wanted to include all of the arts, including literature, poetry, music, dance, and new media of the time like photography, film, or cinema, and collage. And for the most part, it's that second group which kind of what everybody remembers about Surrealism, is including all of those media. And many of now famous artists were included in that movement, or one of the two factions, such as Salvador and Gala Dali, Max Ernst, Alexander Calder, Andre Breton, George de Chirico, and Man Ray, just to name a few of the artists. And I always enjoy modern paintings and the interesting perspectives in works by Giorgio de Chirico and the simple forms from artists Francis Picabia and Jean Arp. But my personal favorites in the exhibition were photographs by Brossai and Andre Kurtz. These photographs were very modern and play between light and shadow, and I found them very moving. I spent a lot of my time in the exhibit studying these images. I also like seeing in person paintings by André Masson and Pablo Picasso, because seeing those works by these artists when I was at university don't do them proper respect as much as seeing them in person. The emotion represented in these paintings show not only the artistic response to the struggle over principles within the Surrealist movement, but to the shifts taking place in society following the brutality and destruction of life and property following World War I. This exhibit is, in my opinion, one of the better exhibitions I have seen at the Dali, and I strongly urge anyone to see these great works. So plan a trip to sunny Florida and make visiting the Dali Museum in St. Petersburg high on your to-do list.